So there I was, running through my usual routine, endlessly scrolling through all of my favorite knife retailer websites, when I came across this little number. Exarch, huh? That sounds pretty sick. Looks good, too. What does exarch even mean? Hold on. A low-ranking bishop? Or a Byzantine governor? Alright, well, at least the knife looks cool. Oh, and it comes in blue. The Civivi low-ranking bishop was announced in late spring of 2020 and hit retailers a few weeks later, and the looks drew me in right away. I was like a deer in headlights, happily waiting, wide-eyed, for the wheels of the mighty People's Republic of Chinese knives to roll over me like an 18-wheeler. True to form, the Byzantine governor is priced at $49-ish at most retailers, and during our time together I found that to be a fair and reasonable price to pay for this slim and sharp little front flipper. The scales and backspacers are done up in the usual G10, and it's available in all of the colors. And I mean all of the colors. I decided on blue because, well, it's fucking blue. The Exarch is a semi-compact and reasonably lightweight liner lock front flipper. We've got exposed stainless steel liners and easy in, easy out, ultra deep carry pocket clip, which is reversible, though the clip screws are anything but flush. So across the board, we're par for the course as far as Civivis go. The G10 scales are easy on the eyes and on your pockets. Basically just a pair of heavily chamfered rectangles sandwiching some stainless steel. But there's more to it than that. There's this nice milled pattern along the scales. It's like a crosshatch pattern on the main flats, and these nice looking little angled grooves along the chamfering. It's a good look. It's a clean look. And while we're discussing the looks, I suppose the key design theme on the Exarch would be the symmetry. So I guess I'm a sucker for symmetry now, because this thing just speaks to me. And because it's a front flipper, there's no big flipper tab sticking out the backside to ruin the design flow. Nothing to break up those clean, straight lines. It really gives out that letter opener vibe, like I discussed in my Real Steel Metamorph video. Check it out if you haven't. So the looks really do lend themselves to being totally and utterly unthreatening in most public environments. And it's bright blue, so I mean, who could possibly get up in arms about this little guy? And just look at the way the blade almost completely disappears into the scales when it's closed. Symmetry and straight lines. God, I love it. Simple is beautiful, folks. Which I guess explains why my beautiful fiancé ever agreed to spend a day with me, let alone the next few decades. Actually, yeah, holy shit. Now that I think about it, me and the Byzantine governor here are a lot alike. I look exactly like a skinny chamfered rectangle with legs and a head. Huh. That's wild. Sorry. Moving along to the blade. Whew, boy. And here I thought it looked good when it was closed. The satin finish D2 blade is a dynamite slicer, atomically thin behind the edge, thanks to that gorgeous hollow grind. And as sleek and dainty as it may look, the blade stock is decently thick up top. And thankfully, Civivi even went as far as to knock down any sharp edges up here, so it's endlessly comfortable to hold onto when you really need to get some serious pressure behind a cut. And you won't have any issues with discomfort while using that tab at the top for actuation. And that brings us on to the action. Now hold on. Honestly, at this point, I'm really not sure why anyone bothers to review Civivis anymore. Like, they're all well designed, built extremely well, they're all super slicey, and the action is always on point. And that all holds true for the Exarch. It's running on bearings, and as long as you keep grit and grime out of there, she runs like a dream. The chamfering at the top of the scales near the flipper tab aren't just for looks. They work to gently guide your thumb or finger up and over to make actuation walk in the park. And thanks to the fact that the knife as a whole is pretty thick, it's easy to hold on to and get all your digits in the perfect position for flipping, which is a pleasant surprise to me, especially on a knife this slim and straight-edged. The liner lock is easy to access, and regardless of the jimping, easy on the thumbs. And that action on the close is God. Oh yeah, it's great. Even with that skinny little blade, it just swings shut with little or no outside assistance. Typical Civivi action across the board. Speaking of straight edge, the ergos are fine. I mean, I wouldn't exactly compare the ergos to, let's say, holding hands with a lover. But this rectangle sits in the hand very well, all things considered. Just the slightest hint of a hot spot from the texturing on the lock bar, but only if you're really giving it a good squeeze. In normal daily use, the ergos are no worse than a well-made butter knife. If that makes any sense at all. So where does that leave us? In closing, the wee Civivi sin-cut Byzantine bishop governor. Well, personally, I love the looks. and the sub $50 price tag puts this sophisticated and gentlemanly front flipper into an exceptionally attainable range for most people. The blade looks as good as the rest of the knife, and it will slice with ease through most anything you take it to. The action and fidget factor are top tier, it's extremely easy to carry, and takes up an almost non-existent amount of pocket real estate. So if you're into the looks at all, you really can't go wrong here, especially if you're interested in front flippers in the slightest. The Exarch is a winner in my book, and it has seen and will continue to see a lot of pocket time, and a lot of unopened packages. So, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.